Good morning and thanks for joining us on Developing Stories. My name is Remy Allen. The trial of the detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, is ongoing in the prolonged legal battle with the federal government. Kanu has been in the custody of the Department of State Services since June 2021 following his controversial interception and return to Nigeria from Kenya. He is facing 7 terrorism-related charges bordering on alleged incitement, running an unlawful group, and acts threatening national security. Allegations he denies. Justice Omotosho on November 7 fixed today to deliver judgment in the charges brought against Kanu. He announced the date while ruling on the matter after Kanu failed to open his defense, having exhausted the 6 days allocated to him by the court to present his defense. Following spate of attacks in Borno, Kebbi, and Kwara states within days of each other, in which people were killed and kidnapped, the president has placed troops on red alert. He also directed troops to rescue the 24 abducted schoolgirls in Kebbi immediately. President Bola Tinubu had shifted his planned trip to South Africa and Angola for the G20 and AU-EU summits to be briefed on the security situation in the affected states. The president also got more briefing on the situation in the country, including that from Vice President Kashim Shettima, who returned to Abuja after his visit to Kebbi State, where he met with the family of the deceased. Meanwhile, the federal government has attributed the recent terror attacks and abductions in Kebbi and Kwara states to provocative remarks made by former U.S. President Donald Trump. The secretary to the government of the Federation, George Akume, said Trump's allegations of Christian genocide in Nigeria and threats to deploy U.S. troops had emboldened violent groups to attack soft targets. Akume noted that before these statements, insurgent groups had been largely weakened, and this resurgence was harmful to security efforts. In the meantime, the Kwara state government has ordered the closure of schools in 4 local government areas, Ishin, Irekbodu, Ifelodu, and Ekiti, due to rising banditry and escalating insecurity. This decision comes after a deadly bandit attack on a church in Eruku, Ekiti local government area, which left 3 dead and over 35 abducted. Governor Abdurrahman Abdurazak has called for the establishment of a forward operating base of the Nigerian Army and a mobile police squadron in the area to improve security. In a related development, Northern Women, under the umbrella of Voices for Inclusion and Equity for Women, VIEW, have condemned the abduction of 25 schoolgirls from Government Girls Comprehensive Senior Secondary School, MAGA, in Danko, Wasagu local government area of Kebbi State. In a statement, the group described the attack as a failure of leadership and another blow to the nation's conscience. The group said the incident highlights the government's continued inability to secure schools, noting that despite past tragedies in Chibok, Dapchi, and Jengebe, schools across northern Nigeria remain exposed to attacks. The organization warned that recurring kidnappings raises questions about the state's commitment to protecting girls who already face social and economic disadvantages, adding that the latest attack reflects the failures of the Safe Schools initiative. The group demanded an intelligence-driven rescue operation and daily public updates and efforts to free the victims, urging authorities to avoid the slow responses that have trailed previous mass abductions. The federal government has reiterated its commitment to providing safe learning environments for students through continued support of the Safe School initiative. Minister of State for Finance, Doris Uzo-Kanite, affirmed ongoing funding for education, teachers' salaries, school feeding programs, as safety measures during the 2025 International Students' Day celebration in Abuja. The government stressed the importance of investing in students as the future leaders and contributors to national development. Still on education, Academic Staff Union of Universities ASU has announced an indefinite strike starting tomorrow due to the federal government's failure to meet key demands. The union has rejected the government's 35% salary increase proposal as inadequate and insists on fair remuneration and improved working conditions to stem the loss of academic talent. This strike follows the expiration of a one-month ultimatum given after suspending a previous 2-week warning strike in October. ASU emphasizes that the ongoing issue relates to the non-implementation of the 2009 Federal ASU Agreement, which covers lecturer welfare, university funding, autonomy, and other critical matters. The union wants that the strike will continue until government's commitments are meaningfully addressed. And on sports, Nigeria has risen 3 places to 38 in the latest FIFA Men's World Rankings after recent matches, including a 4-1 win over Gabon and a 1-1 draw with the Democratic Republic of Congo that ended in a penalty shootout loss in the African World Cup playoff. Despite missing out on the 2026 World Cup, these results helped Nigeria climb the rankings to 5th among African nations, trailing Morocco, Senegal, Egypt, and Algeria. Morocco remains Africa's top-ranked team by a significant margin. Nigeria currently holds a narrow points advantage over Tunisia and a wider one over Ivory Coast and DR Congo. The rise to 38 offers a small consolation amid national disappointment after the World Cup playoff defeat in Rabat. With the African Cup of Nations AFCON scheduled for December in Morocco, Nigeria has a chance to further improve its standing with a strong showing in the tournament. And that's the news. Thanks so much for watching. Good morning.